What's up, golf fam? Welcome to episode 4 of God Bless Golf. I'm your host, Chip Brook. To my right, Richie Spice, Richard Stapleton. Richie, God bless golf. What a week.
Oh, man, God bless golf, Panda. How we doing, brother?
We're doing good, man. Let's just jump right into it.
Absolutely.
Quite a week was had. We're a day late doing this show just because of the day of rest we needed after Gasparilla. I mean, what more is there to say about probably Mid-Am golf at its absolute finest? Palmacia Country Club, the 71st Gasparilla Invitational. Just an amazing event. We're going to talk a little bit about everything, but immediate shout out to the winner this year, Hayes Brown, Atlanta, Georgia, 67, 73, 68 to finish at 2 under par 208 to win by one shot over Peyton White. I'll give a little shout out to Peyton White. We played together in the last round, but really just an amazing event every year. Each year it seems to get a little better and better, and Hayes Brown getting up and down from basically a transfusion cup on the 10th tee box, chips it to about 5.5 feet, and just makes an epic little left to right slider. I don't want to call it a slider. It's probably left center. We'll have to ask him about that. But just absolute Mid-Am theater at just one of the special places in all of golf. For those that have never been, it's certainly worth it. I know Richie and his fam was in town doing a little winter break, getting out of the cold weather of Georgia, and was able to come down. So, Richie, what were your thoughts on first time walking around Palmacia?
Oh, man. I mean, first of all, hats off to the committee and the groundskeeping crew, and what a place, right? I mean, I've heard a ton of lore about this event. I've heard a ton of things from you and other guys who have played. I mean, obviously living down in South Florida for a little bit, like I did, had a lot of guys from Bradenton playing. And they always said, you got to get in, got to try to qualify and all that. And I, kind of took it with a grain of salt. And then I walked through the back gate and might as well have been transformed back in time. I mean, the place was phenomenal. The staff and just the tournament itself was so welcoming. It's truly an event that shows the love for golf. Obviously, those members are kind enough to give up the golf course for a weekend to you guys, so that you guys can duke it out and figure out who one of the best Mid-Ams in the country is. And obviously Hayes came out on top. Unbelievable player. Hey, shout out to my host here though. He's gonna stay in the shadows and not say anything, but top 10 from a boy here, in one of the best Mid-Am events. So right back at you, Panda. Great playing, man. I know you're on one foot. We'll get to that, but what a weekend, man. I'm proud of you for battling through it. And anytime you can post a top 10, I don't care where you're playing, especially at Gasparilla. Great work, man. But I was just totally blown away, and so was my fam. So was the fam, right? An atmosphere where you can bring your kids and the whole encompassing crowd that is your crew. And it was just a wonderful day to be out there watching some other guys and like I said, enjoying some things that we don't see up here in Georgia. So super great weekend, great event. And again, hats off to the tournament committee and what they do for that event for this year, for each year, excuse me. And it just puts another notch on my wall or puts another goal on my wall board for sure to try to get into that one.
Yeah, thank you for that. And it was a heck of a week. Just love being out there. I'm still buzzing, honestly, representing representing God Bless Golf on the leaderboard. Felt unreal. Had just a great week and had a lot of fun out there. And you're totally right about the tournament committee at Palmacia. I mean, these folks they're wizards at what they do. You come out here and play on any given day in October, and you're probably thinking, I'm going to light this place up. And honestly, if you are playing in October, you probably will. But for 4 days in February, they turn this thing into an absolute animal. There's nowhere to hide. You're completely exposed. And, oh, by the way, if you happen to hit a terrible shot, most likely there's a few people watching. So just what they're able to do on that tournament and that course for that tournament, just absolutely unreal. And honestly, you feel like your family when you're out there. I've been fortunate to represent every 100%. Time I come out. But the amount of people that just come up to you and are saying hello and all of the things, great to see you. my son Ace was able to come out on the final day. And, one of my favorite pictures that I'll ever have is Ace standing next to the trophy the year I won. He was 1 year and a week, and now he's 6. So having him out there and watch me play and giving him high fives and stuff, just makes it that much more special. And the truth is when guys are there, they cannot wait to get back the following year. So
that's a golf course you don't get tired of playing, at all, no matter what condition, but especially that week, right? I mean, from what I could see, you can certainly attest to this, but it looks like they were nice and crispy, 13 and a half. A lot of soft strokes around the green. Certainly, touch of a surgeon was required around those pins. That's for sure.
When you're talking is it 13 or 14? That's all you need to know. Right. Crispy is a perfect word. I think it was, we were saying we were done on the second day that these greens are thirsty, and they were very thirsty for water. But they just do it right. And I don't, some people, maybe they don't like it. It's too early to have that kind of grind. And, maybe they've been hitting in a simulator all winter and they're like, oh, I'm just hitting this great. And then you get on a hole and you have 110 yards and the pin's front right. And the wind is howling right to left.
Wind was super strong out there, by the way, fans. Let me tell you something. If you think you could play in that, if you golfed your ball anywhere below 5 over on the day that I was out there, you were playing golf.
Yeah, that's an excellent point. And I'm sure there's a lot of guys listening whose buddies are like, how the hell did you shoot what you shot? Because obviously there's a lot of good players here. It's a very stout field. Not everybody's going to have their A game or even B game. And really, Palma C is kind of one of those places that it's not really about your A and your B game. It's really about accepting some weird stuff's going to happen, maybe good, maybe bad, but just you got to be prepared for all kinds of shots and just have your imagination ready for anything. And it's just, like I said, it's one of the most respected mid-am tournaments in the country. It's a members gym. It's right in the heart of Tampa. It's just so many great things about it. And you're out there competing against some of the best mid-ams in the country, guys that have won the U.S. mid-am and are played in majors, played in Masters. I got a chance to play with a guy, Peyton White, super cool, from Ohio. I saw him hit one shot on the very first hole, and I figured, I bet I know what he used to do for a living. But the guy was super cool, and we were having a conversation. I know this is kind of extending into the Gasparilla, and, these guys are ex-pros, this, that, and the other. But a tournament like this, if you come in as a mid-am, a non-professional that has jobs, kids, marriage, all of those things, there's no guarantee that somebody would just show up there, 2 years, 3 years removed from being a pro and just smoke everybody. You're probably going to play well, but it doesn't mean you're going to win.
Yeah, and I'm not even going to say that it doesn't matter what golf course. Regardless of the golf course, that golf course was hard the way they set it up. So
yes.
I don't care if you're playing pro or mid-level pro or not. Obviously, top 10, 50 players in the world's a little different. But, if you're one of the top 50, 50 through 120, I'd love to see you go out there and shoot 4 under because I didn't see it.
Well, we were having lunch on Wednesday, and I said if Scheffler started the week plus 14, would he win? So he would have had a shot 17 under.
Oh, I just don't know. I don't know.
Okay, well, if he was on, I know, but
it depends on the draw.
If he had my draw, I think yes, because I played the first 3 or 4 holes. I don't know if anybody knows this for those listening. Your laser in fog, it goes 6 yards every time I shot it. So for the first 3 or 4 holes, we were doing the old school walking it off.
Finding a sprinkler head, the old yardage.
Yeah, but okay. So 7. How are you going to get to 17 under? That's a 60. God, I think if he was there for 2 days and played a practice round, he would shoot 59.
Probably.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? The best round of the week was 66. So just so you know, this tournament, obviously, some of the years when it's warm and not windy, even when the greens are firm or if they can't get them firm enough, 9, 10 under wins. I think that's the tournament record.
What was your winning 6 under?
When I won, I was 5 under. Tug was 4 under, and third place was even. We were the only 2 guys under par. Hayes, I believe, won by 2. No, Hayes won by 1.
1 shot, yep.
But there were 2 guys under par.
Correct.
And these are guys that have play everywhere and are
Right.
insanely good. But if Hayes Brown played Scotty Scheffler gross every day, would 6 shots be enough for Hayes?
Probably not.
I don't think so.
No.
I would want, God, I'd want an 8 or 9. I'd want 9.
I'll take a baker's dozen.
Yeah. Now, granted, I shot 71 3 days in a row. So Scheffler shoots 61 3 days in a row? Probably not.
That's law averages, as we know. When you go that low, it's hard to follow.
But he would beat me by, if he just started it, he would shoot 4.5 a day. So he'd be at 13, and I was +3, so 16. So yeah, I mean,
yeah, close.
Anyway. But yeah, just a wrap on Gatsby. Big thanks to the whole crew for putting on just an absolute classic. And again, like I said, these guys, well, they're grinding like all y'all. Most of them full-time jobs, families, trying to sneak in 18s in the morning and stuff like that. But when it comes time to grind and play, these guys all have game, and it was a great representation of mid-amateur golf and just a showcase of what a country club and a vision by a committee can do, because it's really becoming it's just so cool. I don't know how else to say it, but
one closing statement on Paul Messia, its members and staff: the most phenomenal Nashville hot chicken tenders, according to my 8-year-old ever.
Okay. Well, for those that don't know, Richie talks about fried chicken. You need to listen.
I'll have a review going on here at least once a week, starting soon. I encourage all gas station stops. Do not deter.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, he's our chicken expert. I do like some tenders, though. I ain't gonna lie. Now let's. With that being said, let's talk about the big boys, Tigers event. Here we were a week ago talking about Bridgman hitting that shot off the ocean and all this stuff, and you know, what a bogey made and how will that affect him because he's good, blah, blah, blah. Well, he just basically almost ran away with this tournament. 6-shot lead going into Sunday, and comes out with a win. And a lot of things great about this event. A lot of things about this event where we like to talk about and focus on God bless golf. And we've talked about the vibes and not being able to feel your hands and how you deal with all that emotion and this, that, and the other. And, we got to see a lot of that on Sunday. We see some guys trending in the right direction, heading towards the fun season. And just what an amazing way for Bridgman, shout out Clemson Tiger Golf, to close the deal and win. And having Rory just, I can't believe he made that putt.
Dropping 35
drops that, all of a sudden this guy's like, oh man. But just a way to hang in there and win. And you were high on Bridgman last week. You had mentioned about how his journey, so to speak, from point A to point B and how he got here. And let me know your thoughts about that, because like I said, I know you're a big Bridgman guy.
Yeah, I think he did it. He's come from the ranks of the Korn Ferry. Kind of worked his way through, but it's not like we didn't know about him.
He was a Tour U guy, right? PGA Tour U.
I believe
maybe?
so. I think he was like 5th or 6th or something.
Yeah,
right?
I think he was pretty ridiculous at Clemson.
Clearly.
Clearly.
And if you listen to his post interview, he's like, I always thought I knew I'd win a PGA Tour event. To have the confidence to obviously emotionally overcome at that time, but have the confidence to say that says to me that whatever he was doing his entire life was meant to get to this moment. Now, there are some guys who play golf in college who don't aspire to be, and that's totally fine. However, this kid is focused. And, we laughed about him last week because of this, that, and the other, and his caddy. But, now that you know who his caddy is, who's one of our, hopefully we'll get him on the show here, the good old GW Cable. Shout out to the Cable family. But, he's got a team around him, a team of people who know what to do. And I think when you have a great talent like that with a good, headstrong kid, he's got some great, from what I understand, a great set of parents. They're super supportive. Yeah. It goes to show you what a little resilience in the moment can do from the previous week. And I think we always see this in golf a lot. And if you're a bettor, I would encourage you to watch or look up the previous stats of the week, because somebody from the top 5 of the previous week usually will win the golf tournament the next week, right? And so that's how it happens. And so that's what he did.
You know, you're right too, and I think that a lot of times when guys don't win, you know, like the whole Tommy Fleetwood, will he ever win? Will he ever win? Is this going to crush him and crush him? And I think a lot of times from the outside, the guys that cover sports, even the guys that cover golf, I mean, it's good for debate. But, I mean, my thing is if you're near the lead, that means you're probably going to win, because you can't, you know, this isn't like, you know, being a wide receiver and you have an opportunity to win the Super Bowl and you don't, and it affects, because everything, so many different things change from year to year, and how one loss can affect this. Well, in golf, like
one player,
you're trending in the right direction. And truthfully, players like this guy, we've seen it in the past. This could be a launching pad for him. Obviously, a different level of confidence, and clearly a win like this, now he knows what his schedule is for the next 18 months.
How important do we used to talk about that, you know?
Yeah. I mean,
especially in today's climate with so much competition, being able to dictate where and what you do. I mean, you talk about a launching pad. I'll double down on that one, because this kid it wouldn't shock me to watch this kid win one of the four this year. Yeah, he's that good.
I think that, you know, like you said, man, you know, guys like this that have this kind of pedigree, when you win early versus almost win early, right? And they go different directions. I mean, winning's going to just sit your confidence at another level, and you know, it also allows you to take a deep breath and be like, okay, like
pressure's
I'm dialed
off
now. Like the logos on all my clothes are about to change for the better, and my agent is licking his chops about everything I'm doing going forward. And hey, quick shout out, GW Cable, for anybody listening to this podcast that was playing junior golf in the 90s, anywhere in the Northern Virginia area, GW Cable, and I've seen it firsthand. I'm telling you, this guy was Tiger Woods. I mean, this guy did stuff I've never seen anybody do. He was, you know, kind of like we were talking about Anthony Kim, as like this like mythological guy, like where is he, this, that, and the other. I'm not saying GW is that, because GW's been caddying on tour for a long time. He's been with Marino, Will McKenzie, a bunch of other guys. But like as far as a golfer, this guy was in. This is one of those guys that you're like, holy shit, I am nowhere near. Like, I don't do that. Like, I thought I was pretty good. And then you see him play. He was doing something and stuff at 16, 17, and 18 that was just, in those days, very rare, Tiger-esque. So shout out G.
Quick thing on GW.
Go ahead.
Quick. If you Google him, one of the casual stats is his 62 at PGA West amongst peers. Probably went out there and just ripped some pockets apart at PGA West on a Monday after La Quinta, and just said, "Hey, by the way, guys, if my back wasn't hurt," which I think is that right, back injuries.
Yeah, he's had a lot of injuries, and I'm not gonna lie. Like I remember the last time I saw him, I hadn't seen him in 20 years, and saw him at Bay Hill when Timmy was caddying for Bryson, and we kind of gave each other a little high five wink. Just a classic dude. And literally, honestly, the mini tour, guys listening that ever played the mini tours in the late 90s, especially in South Florida, I'm sure they have a G-Dub story, because like I said, this guy was like Randy Moss kind of freak when it comes to golf. And I'm not afraid.
No, go ahead.
Okay, go ahead. But yeah, so anyway, shout out to him. What a massive week, not only for Jacob but also for G-Dub, and you know, winning, making that 3-footer. I mean, Jacob, if you're somehow listening, God bless that 3-footer. I knew for a fact you weren't going to miss that. I knew you were going to make it. There's no way you were going to miss that, and I'm so glad you did. And real quick before we jump into the Florida swing, which I'm really excited about, that's like the 9th straight win on tour with a spider putter. It's a stupid stat. I don't know if it's 9 in a row.
It's like 8 of the last 9, and I think the only other one was like the Itsy Bitsy or something. I mean, it's like...
Well, those are basically the Itsy Bitsy.
Right.
Because I have the original.
Right.
The original putter that I can't get rid of is called the Daddy Longlegs. And that, still to this day, I think has the highest MOI of any putter. And then they came out with the Itsy Bitsy, which then transformed into the Spider. I think DJ made it famous or whatever. But anyway.
Now Chef's using it and everybody's using it.
Yeah, everybody uses it. I mean, it's like, I don't know. I can't make anything with it. So whatever that means.
Yeah. Yeah. I certainly can't look at it.
I don't know if
I've carried it on my shoulder for decades. I cannot look at it.
Yeah, right. So, but yeah, all good there. And again, shout out Bridgman will be. We're hot on you right now. Like TBC, like this guy, everything he does is good. I mean, everything he does is good. And honestly, it kind of brings us to the next part of this was when we're talking about the Florida Swing, who we excited about. It all starts at PGA National tomorrow. Koepka.
Cognizant, right? Yeah.
Yeah, the Cognizant at Palm Beach Gardens.
New sponsor this year.
And defending champ. Do you remember who won last year?
Ooh.
I bet you don't. Because I had no idea.
First time winner, right?
Yes. He has a very football player last name.
I know. I got to think like Florida State or something.
No, we never had one of those.
Oh, you know who? I don't know his name.
Miami had a few.
He wears a bucket hat, right?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, what's his name? Oh, I've seen him a couple times. All right,
Joe
Highsmith. Joe Highsmith.
Yes,
That's right.
Yes.
Shout out Bucket Hat Brigade, Joel Dahman, Joe Highsmith.
Sounds like guy that would win the Heisman, Joe Highsmith. But
put him in the program.
I mean, this is, what do we call it? The unofficial road to the Masters kickoff. I mean, this is what we got. I mean, I'm a Floridian, as you can see. I'll tilt this here. I'm at the beach right now celebrating the Florida Swing. You got we got this event followed by next week back in my hometown, Arnold Palmer Invitational signature event. Just I love it's Arnie's place, so I love it. And then following that,
nothing better than Bayer.
TPC Ponte Vedra. If you're planning on going, good luck getting a hotel. But to my opinion, Friday afternoon at the Players, I'll put up there with any event for a golf. It's just assuming the weather's good, which it always is. There's just something. It's just a fun afternoon. Always a fun vibe. And then that's followed up by the Valspar, probably the hardest golf course on the Florida Swing, and usually one of the hardest courses on tour that isn't a major. Copperhead at Innisbrook, just an absolute gem. The Snake Pit, as they call it. And
you want to know if you're good, go play there.
Yeah, I mean, it's just truthfully, you play however many. I don't know. I mean, Spice, do these guys play 4 of these in a row, or they skip one? I mean, obviously they got a lot of golf ahead, but I mean, these are you play these boys. I don't know if it was me, I would probably skip. Maybe the Cognizant and just go AP, TPC, and Valspar and get ready for.
I think that just depends on what we just talked about, whether or not you get the choice, right? Have you earned your stripes? And you know, obviously this is a full field event, not a signature event. So you got some guys who are 160 guys this week. So, and then you got Players, which is the strongest, largest field in golf, and that's certainly an earned right. It's not a given, but do you play all of them? Heck, man, if I do, I know I'm playing Bay Hill, I know I'm playing Players, and I know I'm probably playing Cognizant. Now, Valspar, maybe that may be the one I take off.
That's a good point.
But, those 3, and then, the week before, you got to go to Texas, right, after this, before the Masters. So I'm certainly trying to get my game right for Augusta, whatever that takes, and peaking at, during the 15th. Is that right? What's the date for the Players? Usually middle March.
15th is, I believe it ends on the 15th.
Okay. So
the 15th. And just real quick, and I've lived all over, but I consider myself a Floridian. Well, I'm 100% a Floridian, but I consider Jacksonville Beach kind of my hometown. My, fourth generation in Jacks Beach, but. The 5th major talk, can we just stop this? Yeah. Because if strength of field is what determines a major, then a tournament that I could make should never be considered a major. And 3 of the 4 majors I technically could make from the streets. So I love the TPC. I love the players. I don't know if Chambly's doing this just to sound and piss off everybody else he hasn't already pissed off, but it's
Getting
not
money under the table.
major. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, there's 4 majors, period.
Yeah. Right.
But let's be honest. I could win the U.S. Mid-Am and play in the Masters. I do not
Correct.
deserve – I mean, I would take it, and I'm going to try to win it, but I don't deserve
Right.
to be in a major. I can't get in the players. I can't do anything to get in the players.
Right.
But I could go play in 3 of the 4 majors, and that's all of a sudden the field size and strength is going to determine what the major is. It's ridiculous. I don't know who says it. It's a huge tournament. Let's be honest. It's a huge tournament. You want it on your resume.
Yeah.
But it's not a major. It never will be. And enough already.
I'll give you one thing about the majors that I love, right? And it's kind of what you just said to that, and it's ode to Bobby Jones.
Yes.
The U.S., the Open, the Masters. If you play your ball as an amateur, you can get into those tournaments. And I think that is a major event,
I love
right?
that.
The PGA, we love the PGA. They do a lot of good things for America, but that's pros only. So that's the biggest,
Michael
the
Block
largest
played in a
field
major. Michael Block can't
Correct.
make the TPC. I mean, there's a
Right.
club pro.
That's right.
You play well as a club pro, you can play in a major. You could play in all
Even-
4 of
yep.
them, but you can't play in the TPC. So it's just,
Right.
it
So-
seems like a silly argument, and I probably wasted too much time bitching about it. But I've been wanting to say that for a while, just as a tournament that, my mom used to drop me off on Sundays at 2 and be like, I'll pick you up at 8. I remember being 13 just running all over Sawgrass. I think Jody Mudd won. Like, how great a golf
Oh, man.
game is
What a
that?
name.
I know, right?
UB Green, Jody Mudd. Okay, random spice story here for a second. Just finally heard the Hugh B. Green assassination attempt story the other day. Did
Yeah.
not know that.
Yeah, he's this craziness.
Just don't tell my caddy.
Yeah, right. Just don't tell that. And but back as we go back to this Florida swing, this is kind of the contenders from the pretenders time,
Yeah.
right? This is when the guys are getting ready. I mean, TPC and Bay Hill. I mean, Chef went back to back last year. I mean, that's the kind of firepower that's going to be in those events, and you're going to see everybody, and they all want to win them. So,
Quick question for you.
yeah,
It's a
go
good
ahead.
point because I think, it is the grind up to major season, right? And then you get a couple weeks between them. And we all know this. I don't want to say that. Excuse me. Some do and some don't. But Southern golf is, I believe, 10 to 12 times harder than Northern golf. And so in terms of grain, Bermuda, all that kind of stuff, I think you're 3 or 4 shots better no matter who you are on bent grass and traditional cool season grasses. And you come down here to Florida and you're chipping into the grain and cross grain. And Phil Mickelson's the first example that comes to mind. This dude used to skip the Florida swing. He'd come play Arnie's place and be like, I'm good, boys. You guys can have all that chop. So, yeah, I mean, I think the most versatile players are getting ready for the season by coming through Florida. And then when you get to the summertime up in Detroit, you're like, oh, man, this is nice. You're not sitting there sweating and you don't have grain to deal with or anything like that. So, yeah, no, I definitely think this is the cream of the crop, coming through here for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you remember when we showed up at Chambers Bay that year for the US 4 ball, and every chip shot, I'm like, this is cheating. This is it's easier than a mat. I think, yes, if you can chip in Florida on the grain and even hit iron shots because the grain's growing everywhere.
Right.
The Northern golf is just a whole different, it's a whole different dynamic of how you play as well. But it's definitely harder. Now the golf courses are harder in New Jersey than in Florida,
Sure.
But I mean, like there's nothing in Florida. I mean, I guess Jupiter Hills is close, but
That's it, though.
right. There's nothing like Pine Valley anywhere, but like even the hard courses in Florida aren't that hard. It's the conditions in the turf.
Correct. Yep.
So with us loving all things golf and sports, we have made it through the new year, through the national championship game, through, unfortunately, just an insanely boring Super Bowl. My year has really kicked off as a golfer, playing in the Gasparilla, but now, we're kind of sitting on the edge of what they call just like these 45 days of just sports and golf, roughly today through April 11th, I believe. Here's what's on the menu. Let me just leave you a little bit of this. In the next 45 days, we got Cognizant Classic in West Palm Beach this week. Arnold Palmer, the Players Valspar, then the Texas Children, then the Valero Texas Open. Then we have the Masters. So we're talking about 7, 8 PGA Tour events, plus all the practice rounds and all the stuff that we love talking about Augusta. And believe me, we'll be talking about all of it. We got NBA and NHL regular seasons heating up as they playoff push. MLB spring training in full swing. Then what's better than March Madness tips off March bracket season, baby.
Very near
we
and dear
love
to my
that.
heart.
And then for all of us in the South that love all these schools, college baseball and softball already popping off. Not to mention all you great mid-ams out there, all you great dads for the 1 or 2 moms that are listening. It's travel ball season, Little League season, all of those things. So let's be honest.
God bless you for that, parents.
But for the next month and a half, golf is king in Florida. The weather's perfect. Courses are going to be firm. Everybody is going to be in town coming through to see all these great tournaments. So I'm really excited about what's coming up. Richie, is this 45-day stretch? What are the things that you love the most about this time of year as we kick off? And really, we're kind of, it's funny. I mean, February is going to be over in a couple days, and the time's going to change pretty soon, and it's going to be like bam. And sports are great, and golf is great, and all these things are so great when it's kind of like one after another. But we get that little lull, and believe me, that lull was like a week, but seems long for us sports fans. Tell me, Richie, what are you fired up about?
Well, I think it's the conglomerate of the things that happened starting around March 1st, that second week of March, right? I mean, you got, not only do you have the golf going on, but you start watching conference tournaments for college basketball, right? And obviously that's a topic very near and dear to my heart. Had a chance to lace them up and have a good seat for a conference tournament and tiptoe into the last minute and a half of the dance. So March Madness is just something that's unparalleled, right? And I always call it the Nance, the 45 days of Nance. We used to call it before he
yes.
before he retired off the tournament. But March Madness, and then you're starting to talk about the coverage of college baseball. ESPN's trying to up their coverage of that and get people more excited. Certainly getting outside more and enjoying that. But my favorite thing about all this is obviously leading right into what is now the Sunday before the Masters, especially being a girl dad. Watching the ANWA, Augusta National Women's Amateur. Yep. So, that, and then drive, chip, and putt. It just gives you all the feels. It gives you all the culmination of, let's put the phone down. Let's watch it. Let's remember why we're here. And then you go in and watch the greatest tournament all the way through, the 11th of April. No doubt. Nothing's better than that. So that's my season coming up, and I'll be on the couch. Not sure where you guys will be. Maybe a little at the beach, but I'll be watching.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great point. You get all these great golf tournaments, and I mean, when Masters is around the corner, just makes everybody go bananas for a lot of reasons, good and bad. I mean, everybody that's ever been out there knows how unbelievable it is. But it's just spring for all my friends up north. I know I had just a great time hanging out with a lot of guys in Tampa last week, and they were all headed home to a couple of feet of snow. And so I do feel bad for you boys. I mean, I know Jamie Miller and we were having dinner. We actually had dinner with the Hayes Browns and Jack Larkin the night before the final round, and Jamie was headed home to Buffalo, and it was going to be like 2 or 3 feet of snow. Parzi and Herb were headed back to Massachusetts, and I'm telling everybody, it's going to be 56 in Orlando on Monday, which it was. It was cold. But I don't think anybody's feeling sorry for us right now. But hey, the warm weather is around the corner, and again, like, this is just such a fun time of year. And before we end this show, we got a couple other segments we want to do, but a quick shout out really for what was a pretty monumental moment on Sunday from an Olympic standpoint, with the U.S. winning and beating Canada, and just kind of an epic duel, and just obviously the 2 best countries in the world in Canada, the best player in the world, Connor McDavid. That's not even arguable. He's just amazing. All these guys are amazing. I mean, I'm a huge Washington Capitals fan, so I love Tom Wilson. But at the end of the day, when USA's on the chest, that's who I'm pulling for.
Right.
That's inspiring stuff. And when those guys went and got Goudreau's jersey and skated the daughters out, I mean that hits home, man. Yeah, that kind of stuff. Those guys. I know we've all talked about it. We've all had friends. I mean, now he died tragically. Well, he died tragically from somebody hit him, I think, on a bicycle. All deaths are tragic, obviously, but this was even more so. I mean, just a young guy with his
traffic
whole life,
accident. Yep.
traffic accident on a bike, and these two young kids. And I don't care where you are, like politically or anything like that. Like that kind of stuff, USA, that kind of brotherhood. You can say what you want, but like having boys like that, friends like that, family like that, whether it's on a hockey team or just in your neighborhood. I mean, that kind of stuff hits home with me. And so, yeah, just an unbelievable event. And it's the funny thing about watching hockey, I think my wife was like, something about when the kid lost his teeth. And I'm like, there's no way those are his original teeth. And if you're on the USA hockey team, you don't have front teeth. Like you just can't be good at hockey and have teeth. And it's like a badge of honor. It's, really when it comes to that. But just a great way to wrap up the Olympics. And
yeah, I mean, speaking of Olympics, let me take this right into rapid fire because I got some questions about after watching the Olympics. I started thinking, and I think I texted you. I'm like, man, some of these sports, like I consider myself, I don't want to say world class, but high class athlete. And I'm just trying to think to myself here, which sports would we be good at? So I got a few sports here, and here's what I want you to do. We obviously had a lot of great golfers here last weekend. A ton of these guys.
yes.
So we're going to associate a mid-am with a sport here.
Okay.
So I'm going to name a sport, and you're going to tell me which player you think would be best at this Winter Olympic sport.
Okay. Are these team sports or both or all of them?
They'll be delineated. There's only one team of it, right? So first of all, we're going to start off with right out of the gate, we're going to go with alpine skiing, right? Straight down.
I think this is a no-brainer. Steel DeWald. Anybody that's ever met that dude, if I've ever met anybody who looked like a downhill skier, it was that cat. And I would like him on my team. I'd like him to be leading my team. A second guy with Peyton White, I played with him. He's from Ohio though, so I don't know how much he skis. But Steel DeWald, no doubt.
Yep. All right. The two-man bobsled.
Oh. Two-man bobsled? Okay,
Yep.
So two-man bobsled. Oh, man. I definitely – Nate Gahman. I hope I'm saying your last – I think it's Gahman, Gahman. Nate Gahman from Georgia. Just an absolute beast of a man. And then who else would I want pushing with him? Now, am I going to want size or am I – yeah, I got to have size. And I got to have strong legs.
Some speed.
And some speed. You know what? I'll throw – Hayes Brown's a big dude. He's got strong legs. So, yeah, give me – and that's a little Georgia bobsled combo. Hayes Brown, Nate Gahman, just pushing that two-man bobsled. I like that team.
All right. I like the combo of size and speed. So now let's go to something a little different. Let's go to the cross-country skiing, 50-kilometer cross-country ski.
50-kilometer. I mean, that is – and then we're just talking straight endurance, right? Yeah.
Quad burn.
So, yeah, quad burn. So, I tell you what, man, there's a lot of fit guys that are out there playing. I mean, some really like lean guys. But my boy Chris Marshall, he's a little short, but, man, he's in really good shape. So, I think him on a 50K with some skis and some headphones and maybe like a drink – yeah, I think he could. I think Chris Marshall from Arizona. I think the guy's pretty fit and he's got some. I'd like him on my team for that. Yeah, for sure.
All right, half pipe downhill snowboard.
Half pipe down. Okay, so, oh man,
and shout out to the. I'm going to say this wrong. I believe he's from Japan. But that kid who's throwing those, it ain't 1080s, it's like 1740s or whatever the number is. All those spins this year,
right.
I believe.
Yeah, it's a little bit insane how those guys go and just spin. Half pipe marathon, or not a marathon, half pipe on the. Jack Larkin, also from Georgia. I know this is a pretty strong Georgia. I mean, who knew there's so many great Winter Olympics? But Jack is
direct flights out to Utah.
Yeah, Jack's kind of the right size because I mean, let's be honest. Certainly me, or you're way too tall. We're not getting on that half pipe and leaving on our own feet. We're getting pulled out of there by
not a chance,
like by first aid or ski patrol. Jack Larkin's he's lean. And I'm not going to call him short, but he's not super tall. Probably be great on a snowboard with a little training. I don't know how much snowboarding he's doing in Atlanta. I guess I don't know. He probably looks more like a skier, but I'd take him on a half pipe on a snowboard. I bet that guy could do a bunch of flips.
All right, we got two more, and one of them is probably the most watched sport by Americans, just out of curiosity. And then my last one here will be an interesting one, but give me your top person you want shoving the curling concrete down the ice. Little touch, little power, little finesse. Who you got?
Okay, this is crazy. I swear. I'm from Florida. Dude, there's nobody else I want holding that rock perfectly than Steve Baird Jr. from Georgia. This is incredible.
Let's go, Georgia boys.
Let's go, Georgia. Yeah,
we are athletes.
And then Will Davenport is sweeping. There's no doubt. So I got Steve holding the rock, perfect, steady. He's got like laser vision. He's just letting that thing go. And then Will Davenport, who's tall, knows what it's like sweeping since he putts with the big sweeper,
the broomer. Love it.
So give me Steve Barrow. Yeah. Oh, he would be. That guy's a straight dog competitor. I would take. I'm loving this team, man. Who knew Georgia had so many Olympians for winter sports?
Oh, all right. Last one is. I have to say this correctly. I have to get the sport right because I think this is one of the most craziest things of all time. But in all of the Nordic sports that are in the Olympics, I am obsessed with the biathlon. The fact that you got to go however far and then pull a rifle out and let it fly a couple times. Who you got? Endurance, accuracy, with a rifle, no carnal knowledge. Fire away.
Man, so who's a good marksman? Oh man, who would be good? Where would I need my guy?
Might as well be in a foxhole. Who you gonna have to take the shot?
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna have a guy with a gun. Oh man, this is a good one here.
And then we'll go to the last one.
All right, so this guy, just looks like he's a little new on the mid-am scene. He's actually from Jacksonville, Florida. So I have two. I actually have two parts because I have a guy that looks like he would be a hitman. Okay, Derek Meinhardt just has that clean dye. His hair's he's always dressed nice. He's kind of like has that G-man look.
Sure. Yeah,
but as far as a guy that's going to be on the skis and then shoot, it's Lance Legume. No doubt. Red beard. He looks like he could shoot anybody. And I mean that in a nice way.
And shout out to everybody who's been named here. You will be given credit post show here.
I can't wait for this Olympic team, honestly.
It's going to be so good. Mid-am Olympics, here we come. All right, now this is the bonus question of the bonus ball here. And you're gonna have to think long and hard in this because we had a good time in the office talking about this. In the however you configure your 2-man luge team. Here you got last question, rapid fire. 2-man luge, 30 seconds. Give it to me.
I tell you what. Okay, so this is what I think. I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna go with my man, Jamie Miller. And there's nobody I would rather 2-man luge with than Jamie Miller. So I'm saying me and Jamie Miller, 2-man luge.
I need order. I need who's on top.
He's going to argue. He's going to argue about this. I know he is. Jamie, let's bring it. Let's go. Anybody has a luge track? Jamie, We'll go get some wetsuits.
Oh,
I mean, gravity. It's like, yeah, I mean, I like our chances. And he's from Buffalo, so maybe he's going to want to be on the bottom. I know, Jamie. And since he's more Nordically trained, since he's from Buffalo, I'll let him be the, what do they call it? The steer? I don't know. What do you just?
I don't know what you call it. I don't know who's steering who in that situation.
Oh, God. That sounds like I would love to just two-man luge anywhere with Jamie. Jamie, I love you.
Hey, listen, real quick. Shout out to anybody who's a member of a curling club, too. We will gladly take and accept any invites. We would love to get up there. Minnesota guys, New York guys, wherever you guys do that, holler at your boys down here on GBG. We'd love to test our skills.
I hear you. I mean, and that goes for anybody. I mean, I can't thank everybody that's listening enough for being here. Make sure, obviously, you smash that subscribe button and like and DM us for anything. Like if you're a loser, part of a luge club, you want to start following us, we're into that. Or if you're into curling and you're listening and there's a place to go,
let us know.
I'd love to curl. I'd love to do it. Yeah. So, but again, to wrap up episode 4, fam, we appreciate everybody that's here, and we're excited about what is going on. We feel blessed. If you're playing golf this week, hit it straight, bet responsibly. It's just a game until it isn't. Drop your thoughts in the comments, DM me or Richie, who you like this week, who do you like in Bay Hill, and maybe who's a dark horse for the players. We will be back next week to get ready for Bay Hill back in my backyard, and looking forward to that. A place I know is special to Richie Spice, too. We've had some good friends that live over there and have been over there for a while. So until then, keep it in the fairway, keep the faith, and as always, God bless golf. We will see you next week. Love you, Richie. Talk to you soon.
God bless golf, guys. We'll talk to you next week.